Alright, so we're going to make a gingerbread girl. I've just brought this into my program. I have put up a PDF so you can copy it. You will need to go through a process to bring it in as a picture file into your Hatch or your Janome digitizer. Okay, so just for a moment I'm going to click off on that, and I am going to say right down here at the bottom, on this very bottom black line, right over here, you've got pure cotton fabric type. Okay, so the very first thing we want to do, because we're going to make this out of felt, is to go to design settings, auto fabric, bring that up, drop that down and say, well, you know, in the American way they don't call it felt, it's wool. Okay, they're saying back in tearaway. Well, that's good enough. I won't be using tearaway, but I'll go, yeah, okay. Right? So now, if you see down here I am, over here, it says wool in this corner. So the fabric type does make a difference to the way the stitches are laid out. The way the stitches will go down on a specific type of material that you're using. Now, an awful lot of digitizers take absolutely no notice of the type of material that they're using, and they think it's all going to be good enough if they just do it as pure cotton. Well, it's not. It is not. The program is designed to compensate for what you are using as a fabric in the first place. Having got this artwork in, as I always do, I will just go to pick it up and layout, which is habit, which you should get into, and say auto center to work area, boom, and enter, and then it is auto-centered. The other thing I do is I'll stick on a hoop. Now this is my SQ14, which is more or less a 4-inch hoop, yeah? So there he is, bang in the middle of, or she is, bang in the middle of my hoop. But I will pick up the design, and it will tell me it's 2.7 whatever up here by 3.0, so it's going to fit in anybody's 4-inch hoop, okay? So let's stop there. Take off the hoop because you don't really need it. So that's just my picture. Click off my picture, and now we're going to start to digitize. So I am going to go to digitize. I just want a close shape. I want it in, I'm on fill, so I'll go to outline at the top, and I'll come down and say, well, no, it is ginger. That's how I want it. I want a ginger colour. Now, if you've been following along with me in many videos, yeah, you will understand now that I will just use hit on B on my keyboard. That gives me like blow it up, okay, so it's much bigger than it should be, and I may even go further than that as I go along. But I'm on digitize close shape in a gingery colour, and this is how we go. It's a left is outline, it's a left and right click, right? As I say, you know, I'm going to do it as quickly as I can, but these are for people that have never seen me do it before. So left click on your mouse, left click on your mouse, then right click our curves, yeah? I'm doing it as well as I can do. Right click on your mouse gives you a corner. Now I am gonna, oops, I am gonna undo that. I'm just gonna backspace that because I want to undo that, and I'm using my wheel on my mouse to make it much bigger. So I am working down I'm trying to use the medium of the line, yeah? Clicking on a corner and right clicking on the outside edge. So I'm going to try and do this quickly as I can, alright? So you just see me. Left clicks on your mouse are curves, right clicks on your mouse are angles, okay? You know, a complete change of direction, So I'm trying to whip through this as quickly as I can whilst trying to keep a little accurate. No, want you. Oh, didn't like the placement of that one. If you don't like it, go back, use your backspace and redo it. Well, backspace in that, I didn't go far enough up. Yep, I didn't like that. It wasn't in the middle, it was too far to the extremities. No, didn't like that either. Backspace in that, no. I'm trying to keep in the middle. So they're getting nice, and I'm going to hit an angle there because I want it to run off with a curve. And I'm ready to join up, so I'll hit enter. There, now if I come out a certain amount, you can see I've got my ginger outside single run stitch that I want. Okay, now I'll save this program. And I'm going to call it, oh, I'm in the wrong one. Let me get the right folder. Ooh, are you there? Where are you? Probably under Xmas. Under Gingerbread. And I will call this Gingerbread Girl 1. And hit that. Right, so I've saved that for it. Okay, I'm ready to the next bit. So for the girl, Gingerbread Girl, we need to digitize a close shape, yeah, but this time I'm going to put a dress in green, and I'm going to say, well, I'm going to do it in, oh, not single run, I'm going to move over to fill, and I'm going to say, oh, satin if you don't mind, oh, if you don't mind. So, what we need to do now is to fill in a little dress, and I put it on green. I am on a close shape and I am on satin. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to go a couple of millimeters and left click and then right click and then left click and then right click and then curvy click in the middle and then right click and then right click and then right click and then say enter, close it up. That's the dress. Now I got it in satin. I think I might pick it up again and say emboss satin because I kind of, ooh, that's nice. But I kind of, I just please what, you know, come over blossom. Yeah, blossom is good. Or, I can't remember what I used last time. It was a long time. Oval, that's good. Oval's nice. Or I could use, what's something linear? There's one. But actually, I'm going to do it again because, was it blossom? Yeah, I think I like blossom. So I'm going to go over and say save. So that's the dress. And as you can see, I'm a few millimeters away from the outside stitching. Now, in my last video, I asked you to learn how to make a motif. So if you've watched that one, that is a video previous to this one, how to make a filled in motif video. I will try and put it underneath so that you get a go. So now what I want to do, I want to come over here and say this size open shape, so that's a line, yeah, but with a motif if you don't mind, and I'll come down to jacks, yeah, open that up and go, oh, there we are. I think I decided on in the end heart 4. Yeah? So now I've made that my motif line for this line. I don't want to be too far up, and I will do it as a gentle curve and hit enter. There we are. Now I'm not too happy about that, so I'll go pick that up and say that's far too big for me, if you don't mind. So width, height, spacing, well, the spacing is good. The width and the height, which are locked, I'm going to knock it down. Can you see I'm knocking down the one, and then I'm going to knock down the other. Then it went too far, so I'm going to bring up. Oh, it's spacing, isn't it? So I'm going to bring it up. That's about as big as I want it. So then I'm going to knock down the spacing. Now if I knock down the spacing, you see they're nearly where I want them. I'm going to just knock down the spacing a bit more, bit more. There they are. That's where I want it. So it's kind of a line of hearts. So now I am going to save that on my Pickio. And then I want to do a motif stamp. This is all to do with the last lesson that I taught you on making a motif, a simple motif. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go over here to Digitize. On mine it comes under Advanced Digitize. Now I know on Hatch it's all under Digitize. So I come to Motif Stamp. Okay, a Motif Stamp. I'm picking up exactly the same heart. Okie dokie. Oh, and it will attach to your, I want it to be roughly about there, and naturally I want it to be at 100 degrees, right? And I press escape. Okay, that's not quite the angle I wanted it. So having put that heart down, what I will go is to, well, it's on select, and go to reshape. Yeah. Now I don't want to reshape it, or I could, to be honest with you, just grab a handle, hold shift so it's proportional, and say, well, I want to make it a bit bigger. Yeah. And then, well, that's too big or not, I'll look at the end, and then, keeping hold of it, I can drop it down a little bit from the neckline. Alright, now let's go back to naught. Yeah, I think that suits me. So now I'm going to go and hit save again. So I've got it all how I want it. If it's not how I want it, and you know, honestly, I'm picking it up again, and I am using my shift key and my arrow key, and I am just nudging it to the right. Or you can pick it up and move it to the right. Yeah. Now I'm happier with that, to be honest with you. That's more central for me. So that's using the stamp, motif stamp of the motif that we made to do the linear motif on the bottom of the skirt. You need to go and look at my motif video for this. Now the next thing I want to do is this little girl's hat. Now I am going to move over initially to a burgundy colour. Obviously you pick any colour you like, but I'm going to use a burgundy colour, and I am going to say I want to do, in normal Digitize, I want to do a closed shape, okay? And this time I want it to be a fill, but I want it to be tatami. And I've got to look at this girl, and I'm trying to figure it out in my own head as I did it last time. So I am going to say, again, a couple of millimetres away from the stitch line, because that's quite, Is that enough? I think that is enough. Oop. Backspace, because I want this to come down as a backspace, too far. I don't want it to be, I want it to be there, and I'm going to join it up there, enter, okay. That may not suit me, and I might make this a little bigger, okay, that's the one thing. So I've made one shape so far, save, right. Then I'm going to go back, well, but it's all on the same thing, so I'm going to remake this now. So coming from here, oh, just thinking about it, no, absolutely no. I'm going to go back and I am going to pick that up and reshape that, to be honest with you. So it's selected, go to reshape, never mind about the flipping angle for a moment. That can do what the hell it likes. I'm not worried about that for a moment. What I actually want to do, take that out of the way so it's not getting on my nerves. I want to kind of bring that in a bit more of a closed shape, yeah? I'll put that end one there, back on it. Not worried about the shape, we'll come back to that and say save, okay? Now I'll go back to select and I'll go back to freehand, no, digitize another closed shape. It's still in this performance, yeah? And I am just going to over stitch it to nearly, and hit enter. So see how I've got that in two parts now, yeah? Not sure that's how I want it, but I got that in two parts now. I can't remember how I did it in the first place, but I'm doing it again, so we're doing it together. So now I want to pick up the first one, and this is an introduction to a new tool. From my recollection, actually, having picked up that first piece, I am going to go to reshape, because I do feel like I want this angle of the hat to be more angled, and then pick up the second part of the hat, which I'll have to reshape, because I do actually want this to fit in, yeah, now to that angle, because I want a certain look about this, you know, whatever. Anyway, so the new tool is pick up the first stitch, effects, come down and say I would like it to be a Florentine effect. Okay. Okay. Now we'll pick it up again, having said that, and then go to reshape, and then we will make the arc. A Florentine effect will give you an arc. The Florentine effect will give you an arc of which way the stitches are going, because I wish this arc to be more that way and more that way. So you see how I've made an arc of the stitches going to the other side of the hat. Okay, that's a Florentine effect. I am then going to go back to select the second piece, and I am going to say, don't like the way you are, reshape, angle of stitches, I want my angle of dangle to reflect a movement of and I'm looking at it now from an artistic point of view. I am going to just move that back a bit. I know it sounds wrong. Oh, you get out of the way. I know it sounds wrong, but I know how I want it to look at the end of the day, so I can put you back on where you should have been and go. I mean, this is artistic license now, and then
I don't know that.
Then I can take up the first one and say reshape. I'm not going to touch anything else. I got my Florentine bits in focus, yeah, and again I'll take off the start and stop, bring it in and bring it over, yeah. Oh, go away. I'll get this so much. Go away, Cortina, I don't want you. Who asked you the button? Right, so I am looking at my original Florentine effect, and again I am gonna slightly move that up. Yeah, now I've got things I want. That's the top of that, that's the movement of the hat. But now I'm going to go back to the second part of the hat and I'm going to say reshape that, because I want this to reflect, it's not, oh, take that out of the way, and I want this to reflect, that's up, and that's bang. Maybe that should come down. Not enough. See, I'd rather have that shape but bigger. So now I will go click, square, spacebar, round, because I don't want, move that this way, move that way. Yeah, you see, I'm making a better shape. So although I got that split, I want this to reflect. Oh, get out of my way, you, for a moment. I'll take that Sharpie, and I'm actually going to hit spacebar and make that round as well. So now I've got a few Sharpies, so I can make that shape much better than I wanted to. And at the end of the day, this is down to your artistic prowess and the way you want things to look. And naturally, once I've finished, I need to go, well, I want you to finish there, and I probably want you to start up there, Okay, so we've done that. Fine. So we kind of shaped the hat. So let's save that, and then go back to, now I'm going to go to Digitize, open shape, because I just want a square line. I just want a line, so a single run line. And now, for my benefit, because this is what I want, I'm going to make it really big, and I'm going to say, okay, I want in a single run a line using curves and angle stop ends. Yeah, I want a line that segregates the two, so it becomes more apparent on the hat. And then I'm going to save. Oh, just for a giggle, this is me at a restaurant with my now husband when I was 45. Just to make you laugh. Anyway, now I'm old and grey and whatever. But what I wanted to say was, the video has gone on for like quite a long while now, so I'm stopping it here, and I will make, you know, the second part of it or what have you, because I want you to get the intricacies of this. And like, you know, as with anything, if you want to learn, you can't do it all in 5 minutes.